Not only have some fans turned against internet star Jake Paul after seeing his shady side, but his peers seem to have had enough too. From fellow YouTubers to Hollywood A-listers, here are some celebs who simply can't stand Jake Paul. On screen, Seth Rogen comes off as the guy everyone wants to be friends with, but real-life Rogen isn't always as chummy. The Canadian funny man has been drawn into a few public spats in his time, most notably with Katherine Heigl and Justin Bieber. But while he's made amends with those two, he's never taken back his comments about Jake Paul. When Paul and Disney went their separate ways, the vlogger released a statement regarding his future plans via Twitter, saying, "At this point in time, I am wanting to focus more on my personal brand, my YouTube channel, business ventures, growing Team 10, and working on more adult acting roles." Rogen's response? "I personally pledge to not contribute to him getting those adult acting roles." Vegas-born YouTuber RiceGum, whose real name is Brian Lee, went big time once his beef with Jake Paul kicked off. Lee teamed up with Paul's ex-girlfriend, Alissa Violet, in a diss track that called Paul out for being a high school bully and using prostitutes. "It's Every Night, Sis," a comeback to Paul's track "It's Everyday, Bro," was huge on YouTube. But was the beef real, or was this whole thing manufactured for views? A little bit of both. Lee confirmed to the Daily Beast that his feuds are real, but he also admitted that he won't get involved in a beef unless there's profit in it for him. He explained, "I will see if they have a lot of following where it would make sense to take time out of my day to acknowledge them." Clearly, acknowledging Paul paid off in a big way. To hype up the release of her track with RiceGum, Alissa Violet released an 18-minute YouTube video dubbed "What You've Been Waiting For" to let fans know why she was so angry with her former flame. In the clip, which has garnered more than 23 million views, Violet says that after she and Paul first exchanged numbers at a meet and greet in Ohio, he suggested she move to Los Angeles to live with him and pursue her dreams of modeling. Claiming she was head over heels, she did exactly that in 2015. The problem was, despite sharing a bedroom, Paul reportedly kept bringing other girls over.
And then all of a sudden he'd walk in and be like, "Yo, can you leave please for 2 hours? Can you go upstairs? Can you just leave for a little bit?" And I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, I'm having a girl over."
When Violet eventually had enough and did the same, she claims Paul kicked her out, leaving her homeless and forcing their mutual friends to pick sides. According to the young starlet, most supported Paul because they had contracts with him and, to add fuel to the fire, he allegedly spread lies about her cheating. Jace Norman is best known as a Nickelodeon kid, having starred as Henry Hart and Henry Danger since 2014. He's far more clean-cut than Jake Paul, but Norman isn't above getting a dig in if the opportunity presents itself. According to Mike, when Paul and his posse harassed a female reporter who had been sent to his street to report on his antisocial antics, Norman took to Twitter to share his thoughts, saying, "The saddest part about this whole Jake Paul thing is it's not a practical joke. He's serious." Just days after that tweet, Paul announced his departure from Bizaardvark and declared that he planned to concentrate on his own brand, which included his online squad, Team 10. When Norman spoke to J14 in December 2017, he said, "I think that Jake Paul, the leader of Team 10, is kind of run by his ego. Everything revolves around him." Canadian rapper Dax used viral sensation Danielle Bregoli to make a name for himself, piggybacking on her now infamous 2016 interview with Dr. Phil.
"Catch me outside, how about that?"
Dax recorded "Cash Me Outside" featuring Bregoli's catchphrase and blew it up. The music video has been viewed more than 19 million times and is by far the internet MC's most popular video. He's managed to break the million-viewer barrier on several other occasions, and that's likely what he was hoping for when he crafted a Jake Paul diss track. After seeing the video for Paul's "It's Everyday, Bro," Dax responded with a diss track of his own. In "Jake Sucks," the Canadian claims Paul has stolen from friends and can't afford his car. Unfortunately for Dax, "Jake Sucks" didn't garner anywhere near as much attention as RiceGum's diss track, and the original video is no longer available to view on Dax's channel.